About to get to it. Gotta tell these boys. We are. Alright, let's get to it. Alright. Don't worry about my name, just worry about the video. We'll get into all that later. You feel me? Go like, subscribe, turn your boy up. We trying to stay with it. Been gone for a little minute. My bad, but we trying to get back with it. Everything take a little practice. You know what I'm saying? As long as we get there. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers First Amendment retaliation, handgun licenses, and firearm policies, and is brought to us by Clear Lake Community Watch's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On July 20th, 2022, Auditor Clear Lake Community Watch, who we will refer to as Mr. Clear Lake, drove past Deputy C. Vega of the Harris County Sheriff's Office as he was conducting a traffic stop in Seabrook, Texas. Mr. Clear Lake rolled down his window and yelled an anti-police sentiment, including a profanity at Deputy Vega as he drove by. Deputy Vega abandoned the traffic stop, got in his vehicle, made a U-turn, and began to follow Mr. Clear Lake. Mr. Clear Lake properly signaled and made a right turn, and Deputy Vega activated his lights to pull him over. Mr. Clear Lake immediately pulled into a gas station and stopped his vehicle.
Why do you pull me over?
I'll tell you that if you roll it down.
Why can't you tell me now?
Because the reason I pulled you over is you were yelling something on the car.
So what?
Huh?
So what? That's why you pull me over, because I'm
I
yelling?
don't know if you need help or anything.
Oh, I don't need help.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, let me see your driver's license real quick.
I don't need help.
Deputy Vega claims that he pulled Mr. Clearlake over because he yelled out the window, although he claims that he was concerned about Mr. Clearlake's well-being rather than offended by the content of his speech. The First Amendment prohibits government officials from taking retaliatory actions against an individual in response to their protected expression. In the 2006 case of Hartman versus Moore, the Supreme Court stated that, quote, official reprisal for protected speech offends the Constitution because it threatens to inhibit exercise of the protected right, and the law is settled that as a general matter, the First Amendment prohibits government officials from subjecting an individual to retaliatory actions, including criminal prosecutions for speaking out. As the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Texas, explained in the 2002 case of Keenan versus Tejeda, to establish a First Amendment retaliation claim, a plaintiff must show that, quote, they were engaged in constitutionally protected activity, the defendant's actions caused them to suffer an injury that would chill a person of ordinary firmness from continuing to engage in that activity, and the defendant's adverse actions.
I ain't gonna even lie. These police today, boy, they get mad because you know your right. So I tell anybody, if you don't know your rights, man, please go learn your rights, because, boy, it'll save you from a lot of motherfucking problems.
Were substantially motivated against the plaintiff's exercise of constitutionally protected conduct. Here, it is nearly indisputable that Mr. Clearlake was engaged in protected activity, as the Supreme Court has long held that profanity is protected speech under the First Amendment, and Deputy Vega admitted that he pulled over Mr. Clearlake because he yelled out the window. However, it is less clear whether a court would determine that being subjected to a traffic stop that resulted in a warning and no citation or arrest would constitute, quote, an injury that would chill a person of ordinary firmness from continuing to engage in that activity. In the Keenan case, the Fifth Circuit held that this element was satisfied by two traffic stops involving an undercurrent of violence that resulted in a minor citation and a criminal charge. However, the court also recognized that, quote, some retaliatory actions, even if they actually have the effect of chilling the plaintiff's speech, are too trivial or minor to be actionable as a violation of the First Amendment. For instance, in the 2009 case of Benson versus McKinney, the U.S. District Court in the Western District of Louisiana, which is part of the Fifth Circuit, held that a traffic stop resulting in a citation for which there was probable cause was not a sufficient injury for a First Amendment retaliation claim when the plaintiff did not allege that the ticketing officer threatened him or that the traffic stop was otherwise effectuated in an intimidating manner. Based on this decision, the Western District of Louisiana noted in the 2012 case of Simmons versus City of Mamou that, quote, not all instances of detention by police would chill a person of ordinary firmness from continuing to engage in protected activity. Therefore, it is possible that a court could conclude that Mr. Clearlake cannot pursue a First Amendment retaliation claim, even though it is evident that Deputy Vega initiated the traffic stop for a retaliatory purpose. However, it is much more likely that Mr. Clearlake could succeed in a claim that Deputy Vega violated his Fourth Amendment rights by initiating a traffic stop without reasonable suspicion or probable cause.
Okay, you got your driver's license?
What for?
You didn't use the turn signal when you did turn.
Of course I did.
Your driver's license.
You can hear the sound on the dash
Bro,
cam.
you say what for?
Your driver's license. You just crack the window if that's what you want to do.
It's already cracked.
I can see that.
Well, it doesn't matter. Here.
Bro, like, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Join large-scale battles with military vehicles. The online
Man,
action
these
game
commercials.
War Thunder has received a major update. Direct Hit. Joining the battle are machines like the Soviet.
Make sure y'all go turn my channel up, man. Come on, man. Like, subscribe, man. It's all free. Turn me up.
I don't wish to answer questions.
Tap down, let me know if there's a weapon in the car. You might take the class?
I did.
Did they tell you you have to tell them?
When you demand identification, I have to display this. That's what they told me in the class. That's what the law says.
The officer wants to take a
And
weapon.
actually, if I don't display, there's really not much you can do because there is no penalty attached to that. I have to carry this if I'm carrying this.
Are you carrying?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, so if you have a weapon in the car, then what?
You got one on your hip. So what?
Mr. Clearlake, who is carrying a holstered
Brody
firearm
said you
on his
got
right
one.
hip, displays his driver's license and his license to carry when Deputy Vega asks for his identification, and then refuses to answer Deputy Vega's questions about if he has a handgun in the car. Under Section 46.02 of the Texas Penal Code, quote, a person commits an offense if the person intentionally...
Man, y'all ever just sleep on your shoulder wrong, man? It's like, I ain't got this, all this just numb right now. Just, ugh. So I'm trying to work through that.
knowingly or recklessly carries on or about his or her person a handgun in a motor vehicle that is owned by the person or under the person's control at any time in which the handgun is in plain view, unless the person is 21 years of age or older or is licensed to carry a handgun and the handgun is carried in a holster. As of September 1st, 2021, Texas citizens who are not disqualified from carrying a handgun in a public place can do so without a license to carry, also known as an LTC. However, individuals who obtain a handgun license are subject to additional requirements when it comes to interactions with the police. Under Section 411.205 of the Texas Government Code, quote, if a license holder is carrying a handgun on or about the license holder's person when a peace officer demands that the license holder display identification, the license holder shall display both the license holder's driver's license and the license holder's handgun license. The statute does not require the LTC holder to verbally affirm if they are carrying a firearm or provide any additional information. By displaying both his driver's license and his LTC when Deputy Vega requested his identification, Mr. Clearlake complied with this statute entirely and was not required to answer any of Deputy Vega's additional questions about whether there was a handgun in the car.
Do I smell alcohol in your breath?
No, you don't.
How do I know?
Because you can't smell my breath?
I smell something coming.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Let me do some field sobriety.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, where are you coming from?
Huh?
Where are you coming from?
You saw me where I was coming
Oh,
from.
yeah, I just saw you driving down.
Are you done with this?
Brody know his rights, boy. The police be getting mad when they can't get off on you. You hear me?
I'm done with that, yeah.
All right, cool.
Where are you coming from?
I don't answer questions. I've already told you. Let me know when I'm free to go. Also, what is your name? Your name? Sheriff? That's your name? Sheriff?
Right above it right there.
I'm not familiar with the English alphabet, sir.
Be on the team.
Okay. Can I have an incident number, please? Oh, a ticket. A ticket, okay.
Mr. Clearlake asks Deputy Vega for his name, and Deputy Vega refuses to provide it. Instead, he points at the name badge on his uniform and then tells Mr. Clearlake it will be on the ticket, after making a snide remark about his English skills. Policy 302 of the Harris County Sheriff Department Handbook, which outlines the department's requirements for so-called professional conduct by
Brody
deputies and other HCSO employees, create
Brody looking like, oh, okay. He let you know. It's funny now. It ain't gonna be funny later though. I feel him, you know.
a so-called duty to provide official identification. The policy states that, quote, all employees shall present their HCSO identification card when requested by a member of the public, when engaged in law enforcement activities, or when in uniform. Although Mr. Clearlake did not request Deputy Vega's identification card, he did ask for his name, and Deputy Vega's rude and mocking response certainly didn't comply with the spirit of this policy. However, it should be noted that citizens generally cannot seek legal recourse for even blatant violations of police department policies unless the officer's actions also constituted a violation of statutory or constitutional law.
While I have you here, okay, I don't want you exiting the vehicle because you have a weapon in the car.
Did I exit the vehicle? Did I exit the vehicle?
Give you a heads up.
Did I exit the vehicle? Hey, can I? You do have a dash cam, right? Very good. You can't just pull me over because I said the police. I hope you realize that, stupid.
How can you create the Fire Monk build in World of Warships? The best
Brody,
skin
man.
for the Fire Monk.
I'm sorry.
Screw. Brody mad though. Brody like, hey, I can say what I want. This supposed to be a free country now. You trying to let me know I can't speak on how I want to speak? Like, hold on now, man. Like, but Brody letting him know, like, man, fuck what you talking about. I'm with it.
I'm sorry?
You have insurance on the vehicle?
Yeah.
Can you show it to me, please? It doesn't come back.
Of course he comes back.
Not on my system, it doesn't. Also, it's not typical behavior for somebody to be yelling out of the vehicle. Have you had anything to drink tonight? Is that your current address? 1622?
Is that a question?
Yes, sir. Is that your current
Do
address?
I answer questions?
Okay, I'll just assume that's incorrect then.
And why would you do that?
Assume question.
Did you read my address on the driver license?
It didn't have an address. It didn't have an apartment number on your driver's
Of course it does.
Let me see. Can you verify?
You've already seen it. I've already complied with that part.
I don't. Okay, I'll be right back.
That police bad is that thing right there. Like, he like, man, why I gotta be all these cameras around? Because it wasn't these cameras around, like, I would have bitch snatched this boy about this boy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But times done changed, though. Times done changed. He get the star.
Can I say that I've never met anybody quite like you that would yell at an officer doing their job, but
So,
you have a great
let
day.
me
There's no
understand.
warnings, no fines, no penalties.
May I ask you a question?
There's questions on there. There's the address.
Yeah,
There's
no, I
the-
have a question.
there's an incident
Can you get
number
your
on the
supervisor here, please? Is the stop over?
The stop is over. You may leave.
All right.
You don't exit until I get out. Until I leave.
Well, you said the stop is over, right? Okay, I'm not getting out. I will. Okay, there is no need to draw your weapon, man. Are you drawing your weapon? I didn't get out of the car. You told me that already. Yeah. Did I get out of the car? Go yourself. Yeah, right over there you can.
Hey, Brody, say go fuck yourself. Right over there you
Informs
can.
Mr. Clearlake that the traffic stop is over. He orders Mr. Clearlake to stay in his vehicle. Mr. Clearlake opens the door.
See, these police be mad. They be about control, man. You know what I'm saying? Like put your ego away. You know what I'm saying? It be about control, you know. That's why they like, I be hearing some of these police on some of these videos, I'ma quit, man. Hey, stop playing, man. Y'all love that little bit of control that y'all got. And there's only a little bit that y'all got left. Because once everybody really get to learning their rights, you know, a lot of that gonna go out the window.
The door to his vehicle, but does not make any attempts to exit. And in response, Deputy Vega draws his weapon. According to Policy 505 of the Harris County Sheriff Department Handbook on the Use and Discharge of Firearms, quote, the deputy's unsnapping of the holster and placing a hand on the service weapon is permitted when approaching a possibly dangerous situation. And, quote, firearms may be removed from the holster and ready for use in situations where it is anticipated they may be required. However, the policy also states that, quote, firearms shall not be displayed or pointed in a threatening or intimidating fashion unless it is objectively reasonable to believe deadly force is justified, or there is a substantial
Man,
risk
it sound like
that the
police
situation
wrong.
may escalate to the point where deadly force would be justified. Firearms shall be secured and returned to their holsters as soon as practical when it is determined that deadly force will not be necessary. Another section of the policy requires deputies to, quote, exhaust all reasonable means of apprehension and control before resorting to the use of a firearm. Here, the footage does not show whether Deputy Vega simply held his weapon or if he displayed or pointed it in a threatening or intimidating fashion.
Man, that
It is clear
police
from Mr.
mad.
Clearlake's reaction that he felt threatened. It's possible that Deputy Vega was acting within the authority granted to him in this policy by removing the firearm from the holster when Mr. Clearlake opened the vehicle door, because he seemed to anticipate that Mr. Clearlake might exit the vehicle with the firearm he was carrying. However, it is much more challenging to justify an intimidating display of the weapon, as it does not seem that it would have been objectively reasonable for Deputy Vega to believe that deadly force was justified, or even that there was a substantial risk that the situation could escalate to that point when...
And then the police officer told him that the stop was over with. So if the stop over with, bro, you looking for a problem, you know what I'm saying? But people don't never call out what these police do, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be looking for a problem, you know, just because that little bit of control they got didn't go nowhere, you feel me? So, and I feel like if the stop was over, this man should be able to get out of this court anytime he get ready. You said the stop was over. But you know what I'm saying? It's that control, man.
When Mr. Clearlake simply opened the door to his vehicle.
A warning? A warning? For what? Failed to signal with turn indicator within 100 feet.
Then he lied. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even lie. Anybody that dealt with the police know. That's all they do is lie. Straight up. Anybody that done caught a case, anybody that done just got locked up on some petty, everybody know, man, that paperwork is not what they be trying to put on. Man, that paperwork don't be right. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Everybody be trying to tell my people, man, hey, you ever get locked up, bro, don't believe nothing the police say, man, because that paperwork do not be right. They go flipping and flopping on words, man. Then what makes me mad, because it be people that don't even know nothing about the system and be on there trying to take up and talk. Man, them people be going on there straight lying on that paperwork, man. Facts. No cap. If you ain't never been locked up, man, look, they gonna lie. Don't believe nothing they talking about. That's facts.
He drew the gun.
After the traffic stop, Mr. Clearlake filed a public records request with the Harris County Sheriff's Office for the footage of the stop from Deputy Vega's body camera and dash cam, as well as additional info about Deputy Vega. The department claimed that his request was, quote, vague and or overly broad, and sent a request for clarification to the wrong email address. Mr. Clearlake was not aware of this request until he went to the department in person in an attempt to obtain the documents. As of the date of writing this episode, Mr. Clearlake has not indicated that he has received any materials from the public records request. Mr. Clearlake has also indicated that he intends to file a complaint and a lawsuit. Overall, Deputy Vega gets an F for retaliating against...
Yeah, yes, the fuck he do get an F. You know what I'm saying? He's still living in the old days. Bro, it ain't the old days no more. People know they rights. These cameras is protecting niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? People supposed to say what the fuck they want to say. You know what I'm saying? As long as he ain't put his hands on you, hit you with his car or something, man. But I'm trying to tell you, man, these motherfucking police today, they arrogant, man. They be on power trip shit. You know, they be thinking like, damn, like, the badge gonna save them from everything. Like, bro, stop it, man. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Against Mr. Clearlake for exercising his First Amendment rights, initiating a traffic stop against him without reasonable suspicion, and unnecessarily brandishing his firearm. It is clear throughout the encounter that Deputy Vega was angry with Mr. Clearlake for the sentiment he shouted from his window, and mentioned...
Yeah, he was definitely angry with Brody. You could definitely tell that. He was angry. Straight up. Then he was angry because Brody knew his laws and Brody had all this stuff right. So he was definitely angry. You know what I'm saying? But make sure y'all go like, subscribe, you know. I'm gonna let this video play out. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about my name, just worry about the video. We'll get into all that later. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love. You know, everybody have a blessed day. You know, we're gonna let this video finish playing out, and we about this mug.
Mentions his speech several different times throughout the encounter. During the entire interaction, Deputy Vega seems to be looking for any excuse to take further action against Mr. Clearlake, and he goes on several fishing expeditions in an obvious attempt to obtain reasonable suspicion to search the vehicle or find some other justification to detain Mr. Clearlake for a longer time or arrest him. This traffic stop demonstrates why it is essential that police officers respect the First Amendment and refrain from allowing their egos to dictate their decision-making.
Big
Mr.
facts.
Clearlake gets an A for refusing to answer any of Deputy Vega's questions, complying with the law while declining to provide any more information than was required, and for taking appropriate action after the traffic stop. Although he used aggressive language toward Deputy Vega, he was completely within his First Amendment rights to do so. Mr. Clearlake demonstrated throughout the interaction that he was well versed in both his constitutional rights and his legal obligations as an LTC holder. I commend Mr. Clearlake for filing a public records request, following through when the records were not provided, and pursuing a complaint and a lawsuit against Deputy Vega. And it will be interesting to see how his case fares in court. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out